Hi guys, in this lecture you will be learning the increment and decrement operators. So first of all, I'm gonna discuss the increment operator. So what is the increment operator? The increment operator is used to increase the value by one time. Let's suppose if you have a variable in which you have stored the 5. If we apply the increment operator on that variable, so the value is become 6. The value is increased by one time. So now here the increment operator have two types. First is pre-increment and the second is post-increment. And now here I'm gonna apply the pre and post both. First of all, create a variable. Here is its value 5, and now I'm gonna apply the pre-increment. Here first of all write the 2 plus signs and then number. So now the value is become 6, but now at this point I want to tell you something. When the compiler execute this statement, at the first the compiler increment the value of this number variable to the 6, and then compiler use the value of this variable in the program. Here I'm gonna print the value sys out control space, and now here I'm gonna write number, and now let's run the program. Here is 6 is printed, the value is increment by 1. And now I'm gonna show you the clear effect of this pre-increment. I am gonna directly apply the pre-increment in the print statement. Here is the plus plus number, and let's run it. And here you see that 6 is printed. When the compiler at this statement, the compiler first increment the value of this number variable and the value is become 6, and then compiler print the value that is 6. And now I'm gonna apply the post increment. So now here how to write the post increment. First write the variable name, and then after the variable name we have to write 2 plus signs. So now when the compiler execute this statement, at the first the compiler use the value of this number variable where the compiler need, and then the compiler increment the value of this number variable to the 6. So now here I'm gonna show you the effect of the post increment. Here I'm gonna directly apply on this, and let's run it. And here you see that it remains 5. Why? Because when the compiler execute this statement, so at the first the compiler use the value of this number variable and print the value, and then after printing the value the compiler increment the value to the 6. Now the value is 6, and I'm gonna print the value, and here only write the number, and let's check it. Here you see that it becomes 6. So this is the way we use the post increment. And now I want to tell you another thing, that is the decrement. So what is the decrement? The decrement is just like the increment, but there is a little difference. In the decrement the value is decreased by one time, and in the increment the value is increased. In the decrement there is also the post decrement and the pre decrement, and now I'm gonna apply the post decrement here. It is just like the post increment. Here you see that at the first step here I'm gonna remove this. Here let's run it again, and here you see that at the first the compiler use the value of this number, that is 5, and then it decrement the value. And let's run it again. So now the compiler already decrement the value, so it's 4. So like this we are able to apply the pre-decrement. Here I'm going to apply the pre-decrement minus minus, and now remove it. So now its value is 4. 5 is decreases to the 4. And now here I want to tell you another thing, that is the assignment operator. So what is the assignment operator? Here there is a problem. The increment only increase the value by one time, and the decrement only decrease the value by one time. But if we want to increase or decrease the value more than one time, two time or three time or four time, so what we need to do, just write the number variable, and then here is the number, and then write the plus and then 5. You can write any number at this place. You can write 10, 20, 30, and this equal is called the assignment operator. So now let's execute it, and I'm going to remove this and run it, and here's the value is, let's print it, sys out number, and run it. So here the value is 10. So how it is 10? Because the number have the previous value 5, so 5 plus 5 is 10, and then the 10 is stored into the number. So this is the way to increase the number value, to first add the value in the number and then store it into the number, into the variable. And you can also done the same thing using another process. Here I'm gonna add the 10 into the number. This statement add the 10 into the number variable and also store into the number variable. What this statement does, number is equal to 5, 5 plus 10, 15, and 15 is also stored into the number. Here let's check it, and you can also write static, so it become 50, and you can also write the divide. Here is a divide, and you can also write the minus, so it work. You can perform the subtraction, multiplication, and divide. If you have any problem in my lectures, so kindly add the discussion on Udemy. I will help you as much as I can. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next video, that is about the string, how to save the text in the string. Let's see in the next section.